Good morning, everyone. So, today we are going to discuss about who invented zero and what is the importance of zero. So, before that, just we'll see the introduction about zero. So, zero, why it denotes nothing but is needed for everything. It is not a score we like to see in our test papers, nor on the scoreboard while supporting our favorite team, but we sure would like to see a few of them added after any digit from 1 to 9 for the money in our bank account. That is the enigma of zero, a fascinating number whose presence is usually taken for granted. So, what is the requirement of zero, which means nothing? Of all the numbers, zero holds a special place. The concept of zero and its symbolism can be profound and quirky, making you appreciate an importance of zero in maths. Okay, first we'll see that who invented zero in mathematics. No one person can be credited with inventing the zero. The Sumerians 5,000 years ago were using a positional system without a zero. Instead of zero, a symbol or space was used to distinguish between, for example, 104 or else 1004, the numbers. They inserted a slanted double wedge between cuneiform characters for numbers. However, this symbol was never used at the end of number. The Sumerians clearly expected you to figure that out of on context. The English word zero is originally derived from the Hindi shunyata, which means nothingness, and it's a central concept in Buddhism. Brahmagupta, the Indian mathematician and astronomer, first defined the number zero and its operations and developed a symbol for it. The Asian Mayans independently developed zero in their number system in Central America. As the placeholder, zero was independently invented in civilization throughout the globe. The Arabs were the harbingers of zero in the Middle East. From there, zero began its eventful journey to Europe. This number is 1200s enamored the mind of the mathematician Fibonacci, and he popularized the Arabic numeral system we all use today. So, there is your answer who introduced zero. It is hard to believe that all the infinite procedures in mathematics dance around the pivot of the idea of zero. Brief history of zero in mathematics. Despite the negative view of Western philosophy towards the concept of nothing, the invention of zero immensely simplified calculations. It allowed the mathematicians to propound essential mathematical disciplines, algebra and calculus. The importance of zero is evident when we realize that this concept improved the computation method and equipped mathematicians in historical times to handle more complicated problems. As a result, they could study numbers, general properties, and further develop maths. The requirement of zero in maths is significant as the additive identity of the integers and real numbers. Zero also plays a critical role in algebraic structures. As a digit, zero is important as a placeholder in the place value system. So next we'll see that necessary of fraction. The importance of zero in maths is also realized through fractions. We would not be learning fraction in school if it was not for zero. Furthermore, the engrossing zero created a more accurate way to describe fractions. For example, we now know that adding zeros at the end of number increases its value and impact. Whereas with the help of decimal point, adding zeros at the beginning of number decreases its magnitude. Next, we'll see that set the boundary. How could we possibly have negative numbers if it was not for 0 confused? See, 0 is neither a positive nor negative integer. It sets the boundary between positive and negative numbers. That is why many scales have 0 as a starting number. 0 helps us understand and explain concepts that to do have physical forms. Next, we'll see that providing appropriate weights to the digits. The number 0 is used as a placeholder in the place value system. For example, two zeros before number indicate 100 position, while a single 0 before a digit indicates a 10 position. Foundation of digital world. And not to forget the importance of 0 becoming the basic of the binary system of computers. Every digital today depends on 0. The computer understands binary language which consists of two digits 0 and 1. So the digital age could not have been possible without 0. Hence proven that the requirement of 0 is felt in our everyday lives. Some interesting facts about the 0, the number 0. The importance of 0 is comprehended through these facts too. We do not have a year 0. Our historical calendar goes from 1 BC to 1 AD. 0 is an even number as it satisfies the definition of an even number, that is multiple of 2. 0 can be divided by 2 and each of its multiple. For example, 0 divided by 2 is equal to 0. 0 divided by 6 is equal to 0. 0 at the end of a number makes the number an even number. So here further things about 0 addition and 0 subtraction, 0 multiplication and 0 division. So when you're coming across 0 addition, adding a number to 0 equals that number. So 0 subtraction, when subtracting 0 from a number, you get the same number as your answer. 0 multiplication, multiplication of number times 0 is equal to 0. This is all the basic concept already we have studied in our lower classes. So a number divided by 0 is undefined. It because 0 lacks multiple inverse. Raising a number to 0 power leads to 1. The only exception to the rule is when the number is 0. So x to the power 0 is 1. So that we can see in powers and exponents. 0 is a whole number, it is an integer and it's a rational number. In other words, you can express it is a quotient of two integers. 0 is neither a positive number nor a negative number, it's natural, it's neutral number. Representation of null set. Only 0 can enable you to represent an empty set with no elements. Rounding of the digits. 0 is also essential in rounding the numbers if the digit after the decimal is greater than or equal to 5. It is replaced by 0, while the digit on the left of the decimal is increased by value 1. So here we'll come to the conclusion. The importance of 0 has held its place of significance for centuries. Though it stands for an absence, its importance in our lives has been summed up by this anonymous quote. 0 is supposed to be nothing but works wonders if one of the right side. In case you wish to know more about handling mathematical calculation and concepts, which of course involves 0, get in touch with Edulite. Our mentors not only create techniques to help you master math but also make learning fun. Thank you everyone.